Hey listeners, it's Paul Andriola here. Why not join our community at Small Cap Discoveries, where we offer our members direct access to some of the best microcap investment opportunities available. Our members are getting access to premium microcap financings, research reports, and direct access to management. Sign up today at www.smallcapdiscoveries.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Small Cap Discoveries conference call. Today on our call, we have Craig Mull, the CEO of Cipher Pharmaceuticals. Cipher trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol CPH and on the OTC under CPH-RF. The company is trading at $1.36 with roughly 27 million shares outstanding, or about a $37 million market cap. I'd now like to hand it over to Paul Andriola.
Great. Thanks, Trevor. Great to have Cipher Pharmaceuticals with us today. Cipher Pharmaceuticals is a specialty pharma, a class of companies that we've come to know fairly well and like. So we've got CEO Craig Mull here with us. Craig, I understand you've got a presentation. I'm just going to hand it over to you and learn what we can about Cipher.
Great. Thank you, Paul, and thanks for having us on your program today. I think it would be best to give a little history on Cipher Pharmaceuticals to the audience. Cipher Pharmaceuticals was started back in early 2001 specifically, as a offshoot of another Canadian healthcare company named CML Healthcare, whose business was primarily in the diagnostic lab testing business and imaging business. CML was our family business. My father started it in 1970 and grew that business substantially over the years through acquisition. We got to the size of a third of the Canadian market, with our main competitors being MDS at the time and Dynacare. At that point in time, it looked like we had reasonably limited growth prospects, and we were interested in the pharmaceutical business. And through some associations with other drug companies, specifically Galephar, we developed an agreement with Galephar to develop products. And initially, we focused on 3 products, one of which is still our main product, being Absorica. As a result of CML turning itself into an income trust back in 2004, Cipher was spun off in its own entity as a public company, basically in April of 2004. At that point in time, I pulled back my responsibilities on the business and started to run other businesses within our portfolio. Cipher hired professional management and had been focused on the royalty business, meaning products that were developed by Cipher would be commercialized, likely by a third party or a larger pharma company with significant commercial operations. And we did that very successfully initially with a very good agreement with Sun to distribute Absorica in the US, which is our lead product. And we entered into a royalty arrangement with them that is still in place today. The same model was used for the other products that we had in development as well. One being a tramadol product, and the other one a phenylfibrate product, both of which received FDA approval, including Health Canada approval as well. And Cipher entered into royalty arrangements with various players to commercialize the products and distribute them. As time went along, the company decided that they would focus more on commercial operations and developed a sales force in Canada to sell the products, and also acquired a company in the US that was more or less a commercialization arm for Cipher in the US. That acquisition turned out not to be successful, and the company decided that it would be best to move back towards its roots of a royalty business, where Cipher would co-partner, co-develop products with partners, and then commercialize the product through a third party, retaining a royalty on revenues. And that proved to be a successful strategy, and one that we are moving back towards. So what I'd like to do now with that history, I'd like to move through our investor presentation, and then Paul, I guess there will be questions at the end or somewhere during our discussion. So let me move on. Firstly, key company highlights. Cipher has undergone a significant project of cost effectiveness and cost reductions, particularly in our Canadian business, where we found that the commercialization, the actual, employing sales reps on the road and distributing products through, our own commercial arm was not an effective way for us to distribute products. And we sought partnerships where other companies could earn basically a sales fee for selling our products. And that has been going very well. And as a result of doing that, Cipher has been able to maintain revenues in their Canadian portfolio, and as a matter of fact, increase sales in the Canadian portfolio. The other segment of our business relates to the royalty business, and that business has been a strong, solid contributor to the company, providing strong cash flow. Today, we are now debt-free and have approximately $13 million US in the bank, representing 60 cents per share. The company, again, has gone through a transformation from being more commercially minded to one that more is focused on royalty payments. And that has been going well. Looking at our business segments, again, the global licensing business, which is our royalty business, we have 4 marketed products. We earn an average royalty of 10% on those products, and they're sold in basically the Americas, which would include the US, Canada, and Latin America. These products were developed again with one of our development partners, Galephar, and they have been a long, solid partner of ours, and we have other products that are in development that I will get to in the pipeline section. Our Canadian commercial business, again, we have 5 products that we sell into the Canadian market. We've seen substantial growth from this portfolio, and we expect that that will continue. On our pipeline and future products that we have in development, we have a portfolio of products from Galephar, where Galephar was the original developer of the product itself, and we combine and partner with them to move the product through phase 3 studies and towards FDA approval or Health Canada approval. We also have development partnerships with other companies, including Mull, who has a very interesting nail fungus product in MOB-015. That product, Cipher acquired the Canadian rights to. The product is under FDA review and with a further clinical trial being performed at the moment, that with the intention of providing a much higher complete cure rate than the initial trials. The market for nail fungus in Canada is very large. We're told that Jubilee, who is sold by Bausch, generates approximately $70 million per year in sales. This product, MOB-015, is a direct competitor to that product. Another product that we have in development is CF-101 with our development partner, Can-Feet from Israel. This product is aimed at psoriasis and arthritis. The product is in phase 3 studies right now. We're waiting to see the summary of data that is collected from those trials. Again, a very big market and one that we believe the CF101 addresses unmet needs. So we're hopeful about that product in phase 3, and we hope to report back to investors in the coming months with the results from their trials. We also have earlier stage products in development as well, including a product for tattoo removal. Cipher partnered with Dalhousie University, who was the original developer of the product and the project itself. If approved, it would meet a very large unmet need in the removal of tattoos. So there's no other product on the market at the moment for that. And Cipher has worldwide rights to that. Our intention is to move the product through concept studies, proof of concept studies, and then seek a investment development partner for that product. We believe that it's going to take a substantial amount of capital to move through clinical trials, given the novelty of the product and its early stage. Our growth strategy is threefold. We're looking to acquire or in-license prescription medicines and commercialize them with partners. As we did with Epuris, which is our acne product, we were involved in the development of that product. It was approved in Canada and also in the US, and we've sought marketing partners for those products and earn royalty revenues from them as well. Another key component of our growth strategy is acquiring products that fit our portfolio, ones that have high growth, ones that are coming to market to meet an unmet need in the market itself. And then thirdly, we're looking to selectively invest in drug development programs, of which I just mentioned, being Mollberg, the nail fungus product, the tattoo removal product, and then a portfolio of products from Galephar. Some of the products that we sell in Canada, for example, Epuris, which is the #1 market shareholder in the acne indication. That product continues to grow. It's by far the best product in the market. It has very low food effects, which is an important trait or benefit in that product over other products, including Accutane. We have Atikerol, Vanica, which is for slowing hair growth, Ozanix, which is for an indication of impetigo, particularly in kids. We also have products for the hospital market in Canada. Brinavess, which is a very well-known product in Europe, is a product that we've recently got approved, and we're out marketing that product through our distribution partner, Verity. They've just gotten started, and we're seeing significant progress with ramping up sales, particularly of Brinavess. On our global licensing business, our main product is Absorica, which again is the US version of Epuris. It's an isotretinoin product with excellent food effect qualities that are very important to a prescribing physician and their patients. Lipofen, which is basically a phenylfibrate product with an indication for high cholesterol. Conzip is a pain product, also known as Tramadol, but this Conzip is a once daily product, which is different than the standard Tramadol that most people are marketing, where has the dominant share of the market. The fourth product, Duralex, is again the similar product to Concept. It's a tramadol product for severe pain and is sold through our distribution partners in the US and in Canada. The last is Ultragesic, which is a once daily treatment for moderate to severe pain. Again, that product is sold in Argentina. Moving on to the next slide. Our first quarter results, which we recently released, I believe it was last week, our EPS was 5 cents for the quarter, 5 cents US. All these numbers are in US. Without a legal provision of 1.5 million US, our EPS would have been 10 cents per share. EBITDA, 3.6 million, 3.6 million for the quarter. Epuris, which I mentioned earlier, became the market leader in the acne market in Canada with a 42% share, which we expect to continue to grow. The company is now debt-free, having paid off their loan to the CIBC. And as well as that, we have 60 cents US per share on our balance sheet. I mentioned Epuris earlier on in my discussion here. This shows you the market share of Epuris compared to other isotretinoin products on the market. You can see that Epuris continues to grow. It is our lead product in Canada. We expect that to continue as we gain more share from other acne products on the market. Our commercial portfolio has been expanded. We acquired a number of products through an acquisition of Cardiome Pharma. Cardiome Pharma is focused, or was focused, in the hospital market with a number of interesting drugs. We acquired 3 products as part of that acquisition, including Brinavess, Treviant, and Aggrastat. Again, the largest product in that portfolio is Brinavess. Its indication is for the rapid conversion of recent onset AFib to SR for patients in both the surgical and non-surgical settings. So the product is administered in hospitals. It's an IV product. It has gotten great attention from cardiologists, and we believe that we're going to see significant growth going forward through our distribution agreement with Verity. Again, some of the new products that I mentioned earlier, the MOB-015, which is a product for the indication of nail fungus. It's in phase 3 studies. We have seen data from the trials from the first set of clinical phase 3 studies that showed that the product had a very high mycological cure rate. Yet the dosing caused the nails to whiten further than what was expected. So the complete cure rate was actually lower. But we believe that the important cure rate is the mycological cure rate. And we're working with Mollberg now to redesign their studies to address the whitening issue. So we've got a lot of good expectations on this product. We've got a lot of confidence that that product will come to market. And again, that size of that market in Canada alone is at least $70 million. The next product, again, from our distribution partner, Can-Fite in Israel, CF101. The indication there is for plaque psoriasis and rheumatoid arthritis. Again, phase 3 studies are being conducted now, and we're awaiting data from CanFeed. The tattoo removal, it's a preclinical, at a preclinical stage. We've seen evidence of the removal or the distribution of the ink on tattoos, and we're finding that that so far the results are positive. We've got a lot more work to do in this area, but if it is effective, it could address a very large market. Lastly, our development partner Galephar and their Lucy portfolio. There's a number of products involved in this. One of the very interesting products is hand eczema, which is, or severe hand eczema, which is a very large market. I believe that Tofino is the largest product in that market with substantial sales. We've now moved from preclinical, and we're have submitted to the FDA an IND submission, which is being reviewed, and we're working with them on that. But the next step would be moving into phase 3 studies. And I'll move through some of these slides, but each one of these we talk about our development agreements with various developers, including, in this case, CanFeed and their psoriasis product. Next one, again, is the GTR-001, the tattoo removal product, which we're working with Dalhousie University on. Again, huge potential in this product. Lots of work to do in the coming months. Lucy portfolio, again, we have a proven and strong track record with Galephar in developing products. We think that the severe hand eczema product could be very substantial. We're working on that product, and we would end up commercializing that product through a partner in the US, but it would be for the US market, and it would be a substantial market for us to compete in. Again, we have a number of other products that we're working with Galephar. As those products advance, we will be speaking with our investors more to provide details. So our licensing business, as you can see from the revenue there on the slide, is a mature business. We have had a generic competition recently come to market less than a month ago. And we have a program and an arrangement with Sun Pharmaceutical to sell not only our branded product, Absorica, but we also have launched an authorized generic with Sun through a partnership with Sun. Then lastly, again, with Sun, we have a product called Absorica LD, or low dose. And that product is a slightly lower dose product. It may have better safety profile and one that would not face generic competition as a result of it being a new IND. And in discussing these various agreements with Sun related to Absorica, we will continue to earn royalties from Absorica and AG until the end of 2022. That agreement may be extended, or Cipher may find other partners for the generic product and also the branded. Our agreement regarding Absorica LD goes to the end of 2024, and we earn a royalty based on net profit of that product. To give you a snapshot of our financials for the first quarter, our net revenue in the quarter was $5.4 million US. Again, these are all US numbers. Our adjusted EBITDA was $6.3 million. I'd have to check on that. I think that may be an error. I think that's 3.6 million. And our income was 1.3. Our EPS, as I mentioned earlier, was 5 cents. The adjusted EBITDA, or adjusted EPS, excluding the one-time legal expense, our EPS would have been 10 cents. In 2021, our objectives and our goals are as follows. We're going to continue to execute our cost reduction plan. We believe that there's more savings that we can generate. With our partnership with Verity, we expect improved profitability of our hospital business. We expect to further our collaborations with Galephar on the Lucy portfolio. We have been actively acquiring shares in the company through our normal course issuer bid, and we're going to continue to do that. We believe that the stock is very undervalued, and you know, it would be a good use of the company's cash to start buying back stock. We'll continue to buy back stock. We'll be focusing on furthering the clinical trials of the Moberg 015 product, the nail fungus product, and working collaboratively with Moberg on that. We're also spending a great deal of time looking for further opportunities for growth for Cipher. And that would include pursuing product acquisitions. We're looking at a number of different businesses that might fit well with Cipher. But I can say clearly that our biggest objective and our biggest initiative at this point is to find growth opportunities for Cipher through product acquisition or business acquisitions. And we're hoping that, that we'll be able to make announcements in the not too distant future. Again, as Trevor indicated at the open, the market cap of Cipher at the moment is roughly $38 million Canadian. The number of outstanding shares is approximately 27 million. And the trading range is from approximately 70 cents to $1.60. Our board of directors includes myself. I previously ran CML Healthcare. I started my career at Baxter Travenol. I have spent a great deal of time in the real estate space and have tracked and been involved with Cipher since its inception. Some of the other directors include my father, John Mull, who's started CML and has got a significant amount of experience in the healthcare sector with successful companies, including Starplex, Pharmaceuticals, which is a CRO, and a number of other private outfits as well. Arthur Dubeck is a director from Galephar, one of the principals at Galephar. Christian Godin, a significant investment banking background, as well as Harold Awoken, who also has spent a great deal of time in the healthcare sector from an investment banking standpoint. And lastly, Kathy Steiner, who's new to the board, has been involved with CML for decades, and Cipher. She's a principal at Origin Merchant Partners, and a real significant addition to the board. Sorry. Okay, I think, Paul, that's the end of the presentation there.
Yep.
Just in summary, Cipher has gone through a number of changes in the recent 12 to 18 months. The company is highly profitable. It's got a significant war chest of cash. We are focused on growth right now, and we have a number of interesting opportunities that we're evaluating. I expect that this company is going to get into an area that will show significant growth going forward. We've got a good management team of seasoned pharmaceutical veterans, and we're hoping that in the coming months we'll find the right fit either through product or company acquisition for the business. And we're quite excited about it. We think the company is highly undervalued at $1.36 with 60 cents in cash on our books. We're looking for people that believe in the story and that want to invest with us. And with that, Paul, I'll turn it over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Craig. I'm going to dive right into a couple questions that sort of popped in my head. So you've got an interesting pipeline of products and opportunities here, some that are going through different clinical trials. Can you give us a sense of timing? When do you foresee some milestones based on results, and give us a sense of timing when you think we might get some news on those?
Okay, so let's just run through some of the products, and I could be reasonably specific here. First one, the Mollberg 015 product, the nail fungus product. It looks like we will be conducting an additional phase 3 study. I think that we'll be able to get results or see results from that study within the next 12 months. And that those results will be then submitted to the FDA under a separate submission.
Yep.
And I'll just run through some of the other ones, Paul, if you want. With the Lucy products, specifically the hand eczema product, I believe that we'll receive feedback in the very near future, being the next 2 or 3 months, from the FDA as to their view of our protocol and their approval of moving forward to phase 3 studies. The tattoo product is further out. We'll start initiating further animal studies, specifically in pigs. And that will likely take 6 to 9 months to conduct that trial. And we should have results that, will be, more or less go or no go type of data that will be generated from those animal studies.
And it gives a sense of your, I call it R&D cost, but your costs associated with pushing these products through the pipeline. What do you anticipate spending over the next 12 months?
Well, with each product, it would be different. For example, the tattoo product, we'd be looking for an investment partner that to bring that product through all the preclinical work into humans is going to take some time, and it's going to take some money too. I expect that that program could be in excess of $25 million. But
so
again,
yeah, $25 million spend, a massive market though. Let's touch on the total addressable market that you see for the product.
It's so large, it is really hard to be accurate with it. The U.S. market alone could be, easily $200 or $300 million a year, just starting. But the numbers are so large, I'm not sure how accurate I'm going to be, estimating it for you.
Yeah.
With the nail fungus market, we know that Jubilee, which would be the direct competitor, generates $70 million Canadian a year in the Canadian market.
And how much do you think you guys are spending on that over the next 12 months to get through phase 3?
Well, it would bring it to phase 3, and Mollberg would be paying some of that. I would expect that our spend over the next 12 months on this product is likely to be in the $500,000 range.
Okay. Okay. And then, so you've got some products that you collect royalties, some that are commercial sales. How does that get decided? Is it decided in advance? Do you enter these agreements in advance with that idea, or, I'm just trying to get a sense of the business model around each product. How do you determine what
with the products that we have now, we do have distribution partners for them. And it depends on what the product is. If it's an indication for dermatology, then we would be looking to partner with a company that's got a derm sales force, where is well known in that. So it really depends on what the indication of the product is. With some that are more targeted towards family doctors, then we're looking for a company with a large sales force, so that they could distribute it to a larger market. So it depends on the product itself. With the hand eczema product, it's a dermatology product. It would be coming new to market, require concentrated marketing, and we would be looking to partner with one of the well-known derm companies in this segment.
Gotcha. You're sitting on $13 million US in cash. You're cash flowing positive, so that subject to how you're going to spend, that should continue to strengthen. You've got an NCIB in place right now, but you guys seem extremely cheap. I'm trying to think, is there another mechanism that sort of unlocks that? Is there a more aggressive stance you can take on buying back your stock? I'm just trying to get a sense of that cash. What's the best deployment of that cash to address the market?
Well, I mean, we are buying under that NCIB, but as you're probably aware, there's a limit on how much we can buy, and so if we wanted to be more aggressive, we would have to go out and do a larger purchase of our shares, which is possible. But at the moment, we're looking for something that we can invest that cash in that will show a better return.
Right.
But we're likely to do a combination of both.
Okay. And I think there's just shy of 27 million shares outstanding. Maybe give us a sense of percentage ownership of management, insiders, maybe institutional. Just what's the makeup of the share ownership right now?
Insiders own approximately 40% of the business. I don't think we have a lot of institutional investors. The rest would be mainly retail.
And I noticed I saw 3 analysts covering you guys. I'm fairly surprised that 3 analysts covering a stock that's got call it a $40 million market cap. How does that happen?
Well, you mean you're surprised that there's too many of them?
Well, I'm surprised there's any, quite frankly, not because you guys aren't doing the right things. You guys don't need money. We know the investment bankers, typically they like to cover you if you need money.
Right.
Or maybe they're following you because they see some commercial opportunities down the road, or want to be involved in some transactions in some ways. But it is probably more a comment than a question. But you guys did manage you've got 3 decent sized analysts covering you. Maybe you can give us some color on how that happens.
Well, I think your point that, and I believe that there used to be more than that. But, it's pretty clear to us that if we're not raising money, we're doing a deal. We're not getting a lot of attention by these, investment banking firms.
Gotcha.
So, when we're ready to do something, I think that we'll get a stronger following from analysts as well.
For sure. So COVID, how are you guys managing around the issues with COVID right now? We've seen some companies, well, 2 questions, I guess. One is operationally, has COVID affected how you guys, get out and market your products or do anything business-wise? And then secondly, does COVID, does it change the opportunity for you guys? Are you seeing some uptick in some potential sales, or anything around what the, what the changing landscape has done for you guys?
Well, I'll separate Canada from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
In the U.S., our product has done reasonably well. It's a product that was is well established on the market, and physicians don't have to be detailed on it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of their go-to product. And so, we've been able to maintain our sales in the U.S., and actually we've been able to grow them in Canada over the COVID period. And I think that just because of the quality of the product, and it is already well known in the marketplace. So we haven't been really affected by COVID. I think if we were launching a new product, that would have been an issue, but we weren't. And so, if anything, based on not having to have people all out in the field, our profitability has been strong. We do have a contract sales organization that has been engaged, and it's just a matter of when they start to get back out into the marketplace. And we're expecting that they'll come back and start promoting the product again in probably mid to late summer.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I want to remind everybody, if you've got any questions you want me to ask Craig, just please use the chat function button down at the bottom, and I'll do my best to ask a question. You mentioned M&A, or you mentioned opportunities. Give us a better sense of like how defined are you in terms of what you're looking for, or if you sort of cast a wide net and saying, hey, we're just going to look at opportunities as they come, or do you want to get into certain kinds of indications that lend more to your strengths?
Well, I think that we did initially throw out a larger net, but that net has become much smaller, much more focused now. We're looking for products that are unique and novel, that are in development, that need to be moved through the final stages of approval. Those products preferably would be a replication of another product on the market, but with some benefits to it. Mm-hmm. I'll give the example of Absarca is a good one. That was a product that was on the market, sold by a number of other companies. There's a lot of isotretinoin products on the market, but Galephar was able to develop the product so that the patient didn't require food. Mm-hmm. And the patients taking that product are of the age where they may not be eating very regularly, or teenagers. Mm-hmm. So by being able to develop a product that would avoid the issue of food, it presented a great deal of value, and we're looking to replicate that in products under development, coming to market with an established product that has benefits to it. Mm-hmm. As opposed to a complete new chemical entity, which takes a lot longer and is a lot more expensive. Mm-hmm. On the acquisition side, we're looking for companies that would be a good fit with Cipher. Cipher's got a strong dermatology portfolio. Mm-hmm. There's other companies out there that also focus on dermatology. So, an acquisition or even a merger of sorts may be the way to go. But we're looking at our opportunities. We're starting to focus our approach, and we have a number of interesting candidates that we're reviewing now.
Mm-hmm. So interesting. That's kind of what I was looking for, is that we find a lot of specialty pharma tend to find one or two, I wouldn't say niches, but categories that they try to sort of double down on. And dermatology is the thing that popped up in my head when I think of you guys. So it sounds like that is part of what you guys are doing, is trying to wrap around your sort of your specialty.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I'm trying to get a sense of what, if pushback or whatever you want to call it, but what do you think investors are getting wrong here? Because from what I can tell, your low risk way of playing a high risk sector. Is it just there's not enough sort of specialty analysts to cover you guys, or is it you haven't done IR? Or I'm just trying to give me some sort of pushback as to why does the stock trade like this?
I think the company had made a few missteps, and they didn't, including acquiring a company in the U.S., a commercial company that really didn't have a very strong product portfolio, and the company lost a substantial amount of money doing that. They invested heavily in a Canadian commercial sales force that didn't have a significant number of products to support that expense. And so I think investors, have shied away from the stock based on the fact that there wasn't very much good news. And they're looking now to see growth. We're of the opinion that we've got a solid company that generates good cash flow. We're not going to go out there and do another deal that doesn't work out. We're looking for the right deal, and we're going to be patient doing it. We're not going to be driven by the day-to-day stock price, but we're intent on making something much more substantial out of Cipher than it is today. And to do that, we're going to be patient. We're going to be prudent. And if we have to, face an undervalued stock price in the near term, then we'll do that.
Gotcha. So we've got a question here relates to Epuris. Did I pronounce that right? What is it, Epuris or Epuris? Okay.
Epuris.
Okay, so Epuris' recent performance has been very strong. Are there any transitory factors driving this, or is this a fair expectation going forward?
I would say it's a fair expectation going forward. There isn't anything new that is providing a spike in sales. The product is just gaining market share because it's a superior product to anything on the market.
Gotcha. So in the U.S., it sells under Absorica, but it's the same product, is it not?
Same product.
Yeah. But there's generic pressures in the U.S., but is that the same case for Canada?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
And we don't, the Canadian market and the U.S. market are obviously significantly different, beyond the size. The pricing of the product is much higher in the U.S. than it is in Canada. And I think that, if a generic came to market in Canada, the pricing wouldn't be significantly less than the branded product. Not only that, but there's difficulties. The formulation itself of the product isn't an easy one to replicate. And we've seen that. So for a number of reasons, I don't see the same generic competition in Canada as the US for pricing reasons, for the difficulties and complications of the manufacturing. And then thirdly, we also run a safety program that is expensive. And that safety program is aimed at patients. And you'd have to be involved in that, and that's several $1 million.
Gotcha. I think you just you hit the mute button. There you go, back.
Sorry.
Yeah, no
Did you
problem.
miss any of that, Paul?
No, I think we caught it all. We caught it all. So as investors, Craig, what sort of metrics should we be paying the most attention to? What sort of things should we watch out for? Epuris or any of the key products? What do you think over the sort of next 6 to 12 months? Do we keep a very close eye on to determine how well you guys are executing?
Well, obviously our quarterly results, but I believe that moving ahead our development products and providing updates on those would be key. Maintaining our cash flow will be key, and that includes monitoring the generics performance in the U.S. of Absorica. But I think the real catalyst here is, finding, a more substantial growth platform for Cipher. And that's really what I'd be looking at in the next 6 to 9 months.
Gotcha. Look, we're about to wrap it up right now, Craig. Is there a key takeaway or key message you think investors should be walking away with today?
Cipher is incredibly undervalued, particularly when you look at the cash generation and its current cash position. Unlike many other pharmaceutical companies, we're positive. We have positive cash flow and produce a profit. I think this would be a very inexpensive entry point for anybody to get involved in the stock. And I think that going forward, Cipher, given the opportunities in front of it, is going to be a much more substantial company in the coming years. And we're going to be patiently executing on that strategy.
Fantastic. Craig, if somebody wants more information on the company, what's your website address, or how best can they contact you?
I'm happy to do it either through James Bowen or through the website. That's www.cipherpharma.com.
Fantastic. Well, this has been great, Craig. It's been great to catch up. We spoke probably just over a month ago, so good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
But always a pleasure to talk to companies that I find are sort of low risk in a high risk business, and it seems like you guys are conservatively and patiently waiting for the right opportunity to pounce on. So. We look forward to keeping an eye on what you guys are doing. And again, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks.